Yes. I was just looking at crime as a term that refers to certain actions that are forbidden by law. Yes. Now, I would have thought forgeries were forbidden. So I thought fraud was forbidden. Yes. But you don't consider it a crime. Stealing a car is a crime? Yes. Resisting arrest is a crime? Yeah. Murder is a crime? Yes. hmm Driving while under the influence of alcohol is a crime? Oh. A list of acts considered crimes varies from country to country and is constantly changing. Yeah. Now, embezzlement is a crime? Yes. Grand larceny is a crime? Yeah. Kidnapping is a crime? Child abduction? Yeah. Fraud? Exploitation of children? Yes. These are all crimes, and I've went through numerous definitions of crimes, and you think that you do not have to enforce what is forbidden by law. Pooch. There is no forbidden by law. Now, I asked you, yeah, to enforce what is forbidden by law. It happens to be forbidden by law. Yes, instructions for the order for protection. Yeah. These responded identifiers, physical, race, so on and so forth. Moles, scars, or tattoos. Check the box to show if a respondent has access to weapons. But instead, you put a fifth child's name in that box there. Yes. My youngest son named Benjamin. Yes. Is Benjamin one of my respondent identifiers? I know when you really think about it. As a father of five sons, nothing's forbidden of Clallam County. Yes. There is no requirement of law to serve the actual father of five sons. There's no requirement that this signature be the same as that signature. That's correct. There's no requirement that the respondent be given notice of court hearing so the respondent can actually respond. But it says in the instructions that if the respondent does receive notice, yes, because the law requires, that would mean the law forbids that you don't serve the individual. What's forbidden by law? Crime. Well, provisions, protection provisions, no restriction, visitation, supervised visitation, yeah, your actual address, and then service of the order. Unless the respondent or the respondent's lawyer was present at the hearing, this order must be served. Yes. Um, it looks like that if the respondent was there, yeah, the respondent does actually sign the order. You didn't want my signature. You didn't serve me because you didn't want me to appear in court. What if Brent Baston had told me that I was crazy? Yes. And I had to have a mental health evaluation. I just said, no, I'm not crazy. I'm not mentally ill or mentally defective for knowing that you issued a court order in 2011 without any jurisdiction or authority of law. I'm not crazy understanding that you waited 20 days after I called domestic violence advocacy to see if they got the documentation from Guam when they were obligated to inform law enforcement at the very time of the actual phone call. I'm not crazy to see that you allowed for dissolution of marriage, yes, to happen when you arrested me 3 days after serving me at the same moment. I'm not fucking crazy for understanding what you've done. I'm not mentally ill. And for Brent to say, well, you have to have a mental health evaluation, I'm not going to have a mental health evaluation. It was against the law to issue the protection order in 2011. It was against the law to serve me and arrest me at the same moment. It was against the law to wait 20 days before you called the police department when you should have, because the law says call them at that moment. It was against the law to do every fucking thing that you. It's forbidden by law. It's a crime. Now, for the last 2.5 years, you've been doing what the law forbids. And your abuse of power has given you this perception that you don't have to enforce the laws of the United States. But the truth of the matter is, you do. You have to remove your fraudulent court orders. You have to have my sons call me, and you have to give me custody of them because you had no authority of law. Now, I want to speak to my sons, and I want to speak to Marilyn. I don't want to reside at an emergency couch or a homeless shelter. I don't want to apply to the Housing Resource Center for a hen grant. I want you to stop doing what the law forbids. Oh, committing the crime of violating the laws of this great nation. Now, let's look here for just a moment. Ooh, you didn't want my signature, but you wanted to arrest me. You didn't want to admit the evidence, but you wanted me put in a mental institution. You didn't want to enforce my right to a speedy trial, so you kept me off the docket. Ooch. You didn't see any crime in every fucking thing you've done. Now, arrest those that are committing the crimes and allow me to speak to those that were not committing any crimes. I'm going to want one of those hotel rooms, okay? Now, let's just look at here. Ouch. There's known as crate. Oh, creosote, crustacean, credit, types of credit, consumer credit. Oh, that's what I was looking for to start with. Yes, charge accounts, one kind of consumer credit. Yes. Could you get me the actual credit reports of every oath badge attorney, mandatory reporter, and every individual employed in every school district of the United States? The thought was these lending institutions known as credit card issuers or retail card issuers. Yes. I'm going to go through every credit report of every person that I have the right to sue. Yes, he is. And if I find anything that any corporation, I'll sue you on behalf of the individual that's suing those that refuse